We've been talking today about Cattlemen's College and bringing you highlights from some of the many great sessions over the years that have offered valuable tips for improving your operation. Now, Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Russell Nemitz reports on a couple of classes that provided advice on working with family and how to pass an operation on to future generations.
Developing a plan to transition a cattle operation from one generation to the next can be a daunting task. That's one reason why the session at Cattlemen's College on generational transfer was such a popular attraction.
Well, it's something that's kind of currently happening on our place right now, so looking for a little more insight. There's always a lot of unanswered questions, and I think everyone kind of wants to know where to turn next and how do we proceed, so just came to get a little more insight on some things like that and take some ideas back home.
It's something that I think every farm family addresses and that needs to be a priority, because you can either make or break the future of an operation by how you make those transitions.
This is a big issue, and everybody needs to do it, and I have got things in place, but there are always things that you can learn. You always pick up some good pointers and some good ideas, which I have from this session.
It's important to be proactive when establishing a succession plan, and it's never too soon to start thinking about the eventual transition of an operation to the next generation.
I think definitely just ask the questions, open up those doors. Don't do it at Christmas, don't do it at Sunday lunch. Set a special time aside, call a business meeting, a family planning session, whatever you want to call it, and make it that. Don't interrupt Mother's Day with something like this. But just go ahead and break the ice and do it.
It gave me peace of mind when I had it done, when I got things laid out and the will and everything in place, and I felt a relief. Everybody needs to do something. Even a start, get something written down and make sure that you have a succession plan.
Getting along with family members is also an important part of the succession process. And another class at Cattlemen's College focused on the techniques for maintaining successful relationships on the ranch. One important step is making sure everyone understands their role within the operation.
I think the challenge, though, is how are you going to come back in? Are you going to come back in as essentially a laborer and get 3 square meals a day and a pickup to drive, or are you actually going to move up into the management of this business? I talk a lot about allowing the younger person that's coming on these places to somehow make meaning out of it. And what I mean by that is it's important for them when they come on the operation to have the opportunity to make decisions and to be on a growth curve of their own in the family business, so that they have a chance to experience what it is to see this business maybe diversify, getting larger, adopt new technologies, whatever, but allows this farm or ranch over some period of time to kind of be their own.
It's one thing to have a plan, it's another to implement it. It's one thing to be equal with 3 children. I've got 2 siblings. It's another thing to be fair. So there's all sorts of questions and concerns that we battle every day when it comes to working with family. Like I say, we've talked about it, but this has prompted us to do so even more, and I'm pleased that it has.
And I think it's a lot tougher for my father, because he's got 2 sons that are still on the ranch, and a daughter that's her and her husband have a place too. So I think it's very tough for him, but I think he wants a place to survive. We've been there 102 years, so want to keep seeing that going.
Family members need to work together toward common goals. The speaker stressed again that communication is the key to help develop trust and respect.
Again, it's the communication part of sitting around and talking about, what are these attributes that these people are bringing to this business and to this family that are going to make this thing work.
I think it's something that often gets put on the back burner because there's so many day-to-day tasks that have to be done, but that might be the most important thing we do in our operation, is sit down with our family and make plans for the future and how we will bring back in future generations and what their contributions need to be.
With a little foresight, planning, and some work, cattle producers can make sure their family operation runs smoothly now and in future generations. Reporting from San Antonio, I'm Russell Nemitz for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.